All right, Keith. So, as promised, I'm going to take you through demonstrating the exercises that I want to include into your program. Okay. And before I even get started with that, wristbands. You said before, because we did the high plank where you putting your wrists down on the stool, and obviously your wrists are taking a lot of the weight. You said your wrists were hurting, which is to be expected by the way, mate. Pick yourself up a set of these. Again, they are cheap as chips on Amazon. And all you do is wrap them around your hand, and it's got Velcro. Just stick them on. You can adjust the tightness if it's too loose or you need it tight. Sorry, if it's too tight, if you need it loose, you can do that. Okay, and as by now you're aware, I don't use the handles when using the bands. Hence the reason it's worth picking up, again, cheap as chips, just a standard pair of gym gloves. Right, so exercise numero uno, you're already doing, which is the chair squats. So just going to go through them. I've got my stool here. Nice and clearly. Yep, you can. Lovely. I'll do it from the front and then side on. There's a couple of things you want to be wary of when squatting. So if I take my seat. Now, most importantly, your setup position. Feet just past hip width apart. That should be a natural angle for your knees. Your knees should be tracking over like the middle of your foot. So your feet shouldn't be tucked behind you so your knees are over your toes or the front. They should be around the middle of your foot. So when I look down, I can literally see the mid part of my laces on my trainers. Right. Now from here, what you want to concentrate on is obviously good technique. Now your knees, they should track over in line with your toes, in line with your feet, not as in regards to over them forward wise, but in regards to like your knees should sort of be tracking over the middle two of your toes as you're standing up and down. So your knees shouldn't be pulling in or they shouldn't be pulling out. Another thing is, before you even start, is you just apply a bit of pressure through your heels into the floor just to get that connection as well, because all this stuff, it makes a big difference. All right. Squeezing my stomach, squeezing my bum before I've even got up. Now, the trick is, okay, obviously you want to do this with no hands. You can put your hands on your hips or across your chest, is to try and keep your chest up as you stand up. So you're sort of leading, and I'll show it from the side after. You're leading with your chest. So from here, I'm going to put my hands, actually, I'm going to put my hands around the side here so you can see what I'm doing. So from here, I'm even going to look slightly up. I'm going to engage my bum, and I'm just going to stand straight up, okay? And then as I come down, again, I'm putting my hands out. What should happen, hopefully, is my knees stay nice and straight in a straight line over my toes as I'm coming down again. And as I'm coming down, again, there will always be a natural slight lean forward, but I'm trying to keep my chest up the whole time because that will also keep my back straight. So again, from here, engage my bum, push down on my heels so I know what I'm doing. Take a breath in, breathe out as I go up. And then as I come down, back down onto the seat again. So from the side, I'm doing it this way. Get my feet in the right position. Actually, I need to do it both on the mat, otherwise it'll be slightly uneven. So feet where they need to be. So my chest up, like I said, chest up, back straight. And as I stand up, hopefully what you should see is my back doesn't bend forward. I might lean forward a touch to get a little bit of momentum, but my back should stay straight because I keep my chest up. So if I put my hands down by my sides, take a breath in, push my feet down on the floor, engage my bum, squeeze my stomach, up I go, straight up. And as I come down again, I should be looking for the chair with my bum. So in essence, I should put my bum out, keeping my chest up. As I come back, sitting back down onto the chair again. Big breath in, up. So there's your squats. Okay, so again, one more time from the front. Knees over, middle of my toes. Big breath in, engage everything before I go, and then up I stand. Okay, so there's your squats, nice and simple. The other thing for your legs, which you've already been doing with me, with the stool, is high plank position, first and foremost. Remember, what you want to do is get your shoulders over your hands. So you're not back here like this, shoulders over your hands, bum not up in the air. You want to keep your bum nice and in line with your back. And from this position, like we was doing earlier on today, is you're just going to squeeze your stomach and bring your knee up, one after the other. Really nice and controlled, concentrating on all of the muscle groups that you're working. You're working your lower stomach to help assist bringing your leg up. And of course, you're working your leg muscles to also add that support to move your leg, stating the obvious. But the point is to really think about what you're doing. So there's that exercise as well for your legs. Now, bands. Set up for chest exercises, which you've done with me. You wrap the bands around under your armpits. Now look, I'm holding, if I turn to the side, I'm holding the band away from me, just a slight little bit of tension. Okay, with my left hand, I'm doing it. Then with my right hand, I come across both bands so that when I move, when I drop them ends and I bring my left hand back into position, I'm basically bringing it back equal. So I know my start position straight away is the bands are in an equal position, resistance both sides. So what we're doing for chest is we start wide, then we push and come together, stomach tight, heels driven into the floor. If I stand from the side, you sort of end up in line with your shoulders. Okay? Now for your incline chest, so to do the top of your chest, instead of pushing forwards, I'm pushing upwards. Now what will naturally happen is, like my band just did, your band will roll up your back a bit. Don't panic, it's under your armpit, you'll be fine. Don't panic, Mr. Manwin. Up we go and down again. So from the front, from here, up, push in. Okay, nice and wide. That sunlight's really taking out one of my arms, isn't it? Right, I'll try and let's move over here, touch. Over here. So from here, up, over my head. Okay, again, stomach tight, feet driven into the floor. So that's your incline chest. Remember, you've got your flat chest, and now you've got your incline chest. Now, another exercise from this position is a close chest press. So look, all I've done is I've put my hands together, my fists together, my starting position, you can see here, and I'm going to push straight out in front of me. That concentrates more on your triceps and the inner chest muscles. So from the front, straight out. Okay, so that's close press. And of course, you can do close incline press as well. Okay, so from the side. There we go. Right. Decline press. Wrap the band. Top of your sort of shoulders, bottom of your neck, base of your neck where it joins your trapezius muscles. Okay, for your decline press, you start off, you can gauge your bands quite easily like this. Okay, your arms start wide and you're pushing down and just slightly in front of you and you're meeting your hands in the middle. It's like a dip motion. If you've been at the gym, you see people doing dips. Obviously with the dip bar, they don't go in at the bottom because of the bar. But with this, you get that added, with the bands, added opportunity to push your hands in together, which gives that full extension down at the bottom. So from up here, all the way down. So from the side. Okay, that's your decline chest. That's the bottom of your chest. Right, for your back. Now, you've already done with me, which I'll quickly demonstrate again. Bring this over here so I'm not too much in the sun. You've already done with me the back exercise, your rows, where you wrap the band around your feet. Your feet are in front of you. Okay, so again, before I start, I make sure that they're even, the bands. Okay, just by giving them a little tuck. Now, chest up, back stays straight. Okay, I'm squeezing my bum. I'm tensing my stomach. Now, the first one is a close grip press. So look, my hands stay close to my body and come up towards my ribs and back down again. Okay, that's close grip. Now, wide grip, I pull my hands wider. I turn my hands, I rotate them so that my upper knuckles are now facing the ceiling. And now I'm pulling up either side, sort of up towards the bottom of my chest. Okay? and I'm not ending up here. I'm trying to keep the start position and the finish position the same. So my arms are staying in line and as wide as I'm going through the exercise. The last exercise for a back row is underhand, which you do. You just turn your hands underhand, and you might want to change the grip on the buckle, on the bands with the buckle, so it feels comfortable. So now my upper knuckles are facing the floor, and for these, chest up, you're pulling lower along your legs. So you can see my hand is actually going along the side of my legs towards the top of my hip. Okay, so that's your underhand row. Now, what I want to build up to, though, is you doing these exercises, but standing up. So you do a bent over row. Now, this is really important. Before I even use the bands, I want to show you the position. So from here, I'm standing straight, okay? Chest is up. Now, to get in position, just a slight bend in my knees, just a touch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend over. But as I'm bending over, again, like with the squat, I'm keeping my chest up. Because look, if my chest sinks, look at my back. Okay, if my chest is up, you can see my back stays straight. Okay, then when I get into this position, I'm now in a position to do a bent over row. Now, just like we've done sitting down, there's 3 ways of doing this. So I'm going to come around to the front. So you've got the close grip option with the band. Okay, you've got the wide grip option with the band. And then you've got the underhand grip option with the band, which I'm going to show you from the side the difference. So close grip, look, is here. Wide grip, here. Underhand grip, here. You see the difference? It's going more along the side of the leg up to the hip. And I'll show you it with the band. Right, so get myself in position. Right, nice and even. I've checked with my feet. Yep, they feel good, the bands. Get over into position. So first, close grip. And I'll show you from the side after. That's close grip. Wide grip. I'm going to change my grip on the buckle. Wide grip again, chest up. Pulling up. And then underhand grip. Change my grip again with the buckle. Pulling along the sides of the legs up towards the hip. Now from the side, okay, show you how to get in position again. We'll start with the underhand grip and work the other way this time. So I go down, back out, bum up. Sorry, back out, bum up. Bum back, chest up. There, you're pulling along the bottom. You see, you look sort of along the side of your legs up towards your hip, your bum. Okay, for wide grip, change the buckle grip again. Okay, it's there. And for close grip, it's there. Okay, so that's your bent over row exercises. Now, obviously, they're similar to seated rows. The difference being, and the benefit for you, is you're engaging your legs when you're standing up, and you're having to work your own body weight when you're standing up, stating the obvious, which is something that's really important with the condition you've got. Right, so there's those exercises. Next. For your shoulders. Now, you've done these with me already seated, but I want you to start doing these standing up. So lateral raises. Again, I place my band down. Make sure it's even. That's not quite even. There we go. Okay, now for this exercise, I should have said actually, so for the chest exercises, you'll want one of your heavier bands. For the back exercises, you'll want one of your heavier bands. For the shoulder exercises like this one, definitely one of your lighter bands, potentially your lightest band. Okay, so from here, and remember with your feet, to adjust resistance, if I push my feet as close together as possible, it will lighten the load. If I spread my feet wider out, it will make the load heavier. Okay, so for your lateral raises, again, you're pushing your feet into the floor, stomach nice and tight, and then you're bringing your arms up to the side in level, so your hands should maybe just a touch above your shoulder, the shoulders at the finishing point of the exercise. So it's up here, down, stomach nice and tight, always in control. Okay, that's your lateral raises. Now, from this same position, I'm going to show you crossovers. Okay, crossovers, you start, same position. Like I've not changed the band, I've not changed my feet. Okay, you start your hand slightly wider. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my arm across my body, across my chest. Now, you can see there's a slight bend in my elbow, but I don't curl it up. I don't straighten it out. I stay the same the whole way. So there's that right crossover, left crossover. Now, the important thing to do with these exercises is as you're crossing over, really squeeze your stomach and your bum. You should be doing that all the time anyway. That keeps your core switched on. So crossover, crossover, okay? Perfect. So these crossovers, they work your chest, your front deltoid muscles, and a little bit of your bicep supporting as well. Next, upright rows. So for that, you can see I've put my band on the floor. I've stepped in just inside each of the buckles at the end of the bands. And my starting position is here. Knees slightly soft, stomach tense, backside tense. My neck throughout this whole exercise stays neutral because there's a temptation to shrug. You don't need to. Keep your neck upright, nice and relaxed, and you just bringing the band up towards under your chin. For this exercise, you want a lightish band. I've not changed the band resistance from the lateral raises to the crossovers and now to the upright rows. So it's, oh, pull me lace. Up we go, just under the chin. Down again. Driving up the elbows nice and high. That's your finishing position. And down again. All right. I'll show you from the side just so you can see the importance, obviously, of keeping your back nice and straight the whole time. So again, from the side, chest up. Nice and controlled and always regulating your breathing. Nice deep breaths. Okay. Lovely. Right. So the only other things I'm going to show you is bicep and tricep. So bicep curls and tricep extensions. So again, standing up, exactly the same setup on the band. Make sure they're even each side. So you've got bicep curls standard, which is where your hands are this way. So my upper knuckles are facing behind me. And then, of course, from here, trying to keep my elbows locked nice into my side, all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. So you're giving a full range of motion. Stomach tight, backside tight, heels driving into the floor. Always feeling that connection with your feet and your legs. Okay. Hammer curl. I just turn my wrists, this time like I'm holding a hammer. So there's your bicep curl. There's your hammer curl. Straight up again, all the way down. Straight up again, all the way down. Lastly, tricep extensions. Behind your neck again, like you did with the decline press. I'm recording this, and I just had a moment there. My ego went off, Keith. So from here, my start position, if I show you from the side, is here. And what I'm doing is, you would have seen this in the gym, just extending my arms all the way down and giving a squeeze at the bottom so that I make sure I feel the back of my tricep being activated. Up again and down from the front. So you can see starts here and it ends up just slightly away, not all the way out here, just to show you again. So here's nice and close, and at the bottom, it's just a little bit of a rotation outwards with your arms to get that whole tricep engaged. Back up. As always, again, stomach tight, bum tight, feet driven into the floor, so I'm in control. Perfect. But that's your resistance stuff. Now, some other standard exercises for your legs. Okay, I know you're doing your balance work, which is fantastic, but we want to try and get as much movement, in natural movement as well, into your legs as well, just to remind you, and your legs that, you know, they do still work and they are still useful at the end of the day, because without putting them through their paces and without encouraging them to move, obviously they're only going to deteriorate and become quite stagnant. All right, so natural things like raising a knee, nice and slow as well. Just raise. And even if to start with, you can only go there on one leg and then cross over there to the other leg. It's fine, because you will over time work your way up to bringing your leg up higher. Okay. And again, every time I'm doing the exercise, stomach's engaged, whichever leg is the standing leg, like on this time, my right leg, my right foot is driven into the floor. My bum's always engaged. So I'm always switching my body on because unfortunately, because we live sedentary lifestyles and sit down a lot, we get out of natural habits. So they're your high knees, okay? The other exercise is butt kicks. Now, again, it don't matter even if you can just do that to start with, okay? But what we're doing here is we're working our hamstring and our glute muscles. So before I start, squeeze my bum. I know which muscle I'm going to work, and then I'm going to bring my heel up towards my bum, and of course, just slightly shift my weight either side, keeping my stomach tight. Okay? Again, so they're your butt kicks. Hamstring kicks. Now for this, I'm going to stand to the side. There's not many exercises I'll tell you to lock your legs straight, but this one, lock your legs straight to start with. So your knees are straight, and all you're going to do is, and again, it doesn't matter how small the motion is, and even if you have to take something to balance, is bring your leg up in front of you, curling your toes towards you, okay? Because that will activate the back of your legs. And you just do one leg at a time. So just bringing them up, okay? And then eventually, my hamstrings are really tight. That's about as high as I can go. So just literally trying to keep my leg as straight as possible, locking my leg nice and straight, and just engaging the back of my legs. You'll feel that on your calves, you'll feel that on your hamstrings, and you'll potentially feel that in your bum as well. Right, the other thing, we've done this morning for your calf muscles, which is simply standing there. You can get something to balance if you want, is to raise yourself up initially, because it will take a little second to balance, and then really squeeze and come down. So it's that two-parted. You go up, get your balance, and then try and push up harder, squeeze, and come down again. So it's up, balance, squeezing my stomach and my bum, push up even higher, and come down again. And they're the exercises for now that I want you to get used to. And off the back of that, I'll now build you a program for you to follow. All right, mate? I'll send this over to you now.